Imagine you just lost a massive six-figure deal.
Oh, the absolute worst feeling.
Right. And the craziest part is your rep didn't even realize they were competing for it.
Yeah.
Like the prospect went with your biggest competitor, and when you ask your team what happened, they just say, I don't know, they just went completely dark.
Which is almost never the actual truth.
Exactly. The truth is that prospect didn't go dark at all. They were, actively researching, vetting tools, making a buying decision in secret.
And your team was just, they were completely invisible during that whole process.
Right. So to all the sales leaders, the hiring managers, and the executives listening right now, the question is, how much of your hard-earned sales pipeline is quietly slipping away just because you aren't dominating that silent research phase?
It's a brutal reality check, honestly, because the statistics on this, they are staggering.
Yeah, what are we looking at there?
Well, modern buyers are completing up to 80% of their decision-making process before they ever agree to hop on a discovery call.
80%.
Yeah, 80%. They are scouring LinkedIn, they're reading industry blogs, and they're just looking for any signal that you actually understand their world.
Which means, if your team's strategy is still just hammering out those generic cold emails and hoping for the best.
You're completely misaligned.
Right. You are fundamentally misaligned with how buyers buy today. So today, we're going to fix that. We're on a mission to extract the absolute most actionable insights to drive your team's sales success, specifically by leveraging AI.
But doing it without, turning your reps into soulless spam bots.
Yes, exactly. Because nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And to do this, we are digging into a really brilliant article by Wyn Nathan Davis. It's from the Sales Experts blog, and it's titled 5 Ways to Use AI in Social Selling.
Yeah, Wyn Nathan Davis really nails the core issue here right out of the gate. We have to look at the scale of the problem first.
Right.
Because social selling, it isn't a new concept, obviously, but the sheer volume of visibility required to actually maintain your commercial positioning today, it's crushing for a standard sales team.
Oh, it really is. I look at the calendar of a typical account executive right now.
Yeah.
And it's just a bloodbath.
Yeah, totally.
It's Zoom meetings, internal syncs, pipeline reviews, endless admin work.
And prospecting.
Right. So if visibility and, thought leadership are now mandatory, meaning you literally won't get the meeting if you don't look like an authority online, when is a rep supposed to find, 3 spare hours a week to just sit in front of a blank screen and write brilliant content?
Well, they don't. That's the thing. They just don't. And that friction is exactly why most social selling initiatives, they fail within a month.
Yeah.
The consistency problem just kills the whole strategy. Reps know they should be posting, but the mental caloric burn of generating original content every single day is completely unsustainable.
It's too much.
Right. So the article from the Sales Experts points out that this is precisely where AI should step in to do the heavy lifting of that content architecture.
But, okay, let's be totally honest about what that usually looks like in reality.
Yeah.
Because when a lot of sales leaders hear AI content, they cringe.
Oh, absolutely.
I certainly do. Because my LinkedIn feed is already clogged with these, obvious ChatGPT-generated essays.
Using the word delve every 2 sentences.
Yes, delve. Or they start with, here are 3 things B2B sales taught me about making a sandwich. It's just garbage.
It is. It's awful.
So if every rep at every SaaS company uses AI to write their posts, doesn't that just completely destroy the authenticity and the trust we're trying to build? Aren't we just going to have a sea of robots talking to robots?
It absolutely destroys it. If you use the tool as a ghostwriter, you lose.
Right.
But Wyn Nathan Davis makes this really critical distinction. AI should support your expertise, not replace your voice.
Okay, that's key.
Yeah, the mistake people make is typing, write me a post about sales, and just copying and pasting whatever comes out. The actionable insight here is using AI to synthesize and structure your existing knowledge, not invent it from thin air.
Okay, walk me through the actual mechanics of that. Because how does a rep use it to structure knowledge without sounding like a robot?
Well, think about all the unstructured data a rep gathers every single day.
Okay.
Let's say they just got off a 30-minute discovery call where a prospect laid out a highly specific, super complex challenge regarding their legacy tech stack.
Sure.
The rep can take those raw, messy notes from the call, or even just the automatic transcript, feed it into an AI tool, and use a very specific prompt.
Like what? What would they ask?
Something like extract the 3 main pain points from these notes and format them into an SEO-friendly outline for a LinkedIn article aimed at chief technology officers, keeping the tone direct and analytical.
Ah, I see. So the rep provides the actual commercial insight, like the raw ingredients,
Yeah.
and the AI just does the tedious part of formatting it into something consumable.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of how a high-end kitchen operates.
Okay, yeah.
Like the AI is your sous chef. It's in the back doing the repetitive time-consuming labor, chopping the onions, measuring the flour, prepping all the stations.
Yes.
But you, the rep, you're the executive chef.
Right.
You dictate the flavor profile, you season the dish, and you add the specific, like, stories and nuances that make it unique to you.
That sous chef analogy is incredibly apt here because the AI saves you 2 hours of just staring at a blank page.
Right.
But the final content still tastes entirely like your creation because the core insights, they came from your actual market experience.
That makes total sense.
And the article emphasizes that you can also use this exact mechanism to scale. So once you have a strong original piece of content, you can just ask the AI to repurpose that one long-form article into, say, a week's worth of short-form discussion prompts.
Wow. Okay, that completely removes the friction of the blank page, letting the rep actually be the executive chef.
Exactly.
But, keeping my LinkedIn feed full is really just top-of-funnel brand building, right?
Seriously.
Because getting likes doesn't automatically close deals.
Yeah.
So when my reps actually sit down to proactively reach out to a prospect, how do we use this technology there?
Right, for the actual outreach.
Yeah, because we all know the era of the generic spray and pray pitch is completely dead.
It's dead, and it is actively harming your brand.
Yeah.
I mean, modern buyers are bombarded with automated outreach every single day. If your message looks like a mail merge template, it is deleted in half a second. Relevance matters more now than it ever has in the history of sales.
So how are the top performing teams using AI for personalization? Because on the surface, automated personalization sounds like an oxymoron to me.
It does, yeah.
Usually, that just means the software automatically inserts the prospect's company name into a generic sentence, like, "Hello, I saw things are going great at company name."
Yeah, that is the old way. And it doesn't work anymore. The second major insight from the Sales Experts article revolves around using AI to perform hyper-targeted prospect research at scale.
Okay, hyper-targeted.
Right. We aren't just talking about scraping a job title. Modern AI tools, they integrate via APIs with newswires, job boards, financial databases, social platforms.
All at once?
All at once. They can instantly synthesize massive amounts of unstructured data about a specific company and its leadership.
Give me a concrete example, like, what is the AI actually pulling out of all that data?
It looks for trigger events. So let's say you are selling compliance software. An AI agent can scan the entire market and alert your rep that a specific target account just secured Series B funding.
Okay, that's good.
But it also sees they simultaneously posted 5 open job requisitions for European sales reps and that their CEO just relocated to London.
Oh, wow. It's like having a team of private investigators digging through everything to find the absolute perfect icebreaker before you even pick up the phone. But, okay, I play the skeptic a lot, so I have to push back here.
Go for it.
Does having all that data actually move the needle? Because I can reach out and say, hey, congratulations on your Series B and your move to London, but so can 50 other reps who read the exact same press release. Isn't it just neat trivia?
Well, if you treat it as trivia, yes, it will totally fail.
Right.
And frankly, telling a CEO congratulations on the funding is often a huge red flag to them anyway.
Because it just signals a vendor is about to ask for money.
Exactly. Wyn Nathan Davis explains that the key is translating that data into what he calls a conversation entry point. You have to tie their current reality to the specific problem you solve.
So bridging the gap between that trigger event and the commercial insight.
Exactly. Instead of a generic pitch, your rep sends a message that says, I noticed the recent funding and the push to hire a European sales team.
Yep.
Typically, when U.S.-based companies expand into the EU at that velocity, they run into massive GDPR compliance hurdles with their existing tech stack, which delays onboarding by months. How are you currently managing that data localization transition?
Oh, wow. That completely changes the dynamic.
Right.
Because you aren't asking them for 15 minutes of their time to figure out what their problems might be. You're arriving at their doorstep already diagnosing a complex role-specific challenge when they might not have even fully realized they have yet.
Yes. It proves your industry understanding in the very first sentence. And that kind of hyperrelevance, it cuts through the noise, it bypasses that natural resistance people have to salespeople, and it drastically improves the quality of your engagement.
Okay, that is incredibly powerful. You are essentially using AI to become commercially intelligent at an unbelievable scale.
That's the goal.
So we've got our AI sous chef generating consistent thought leadership to build our reputation.
Check.
You've got our AI private investigator gathering this hyper-targeted data to craft the perfect outreach.
Right.
But let's say the prospect reads that brilliant message and says, yes, this is a priority. Let's talk next quarter. Here is where things usually fall apart.
Ah, yes. The leaky pipeline.
Yes. It is infuriating. You nail the thought leadership, you craft the perfect pitch, you get a positive response.
And then nothing.
And then the prospect just vanishes into a spreadsheet. The rep gets busy with new leads, forgets to set a task, and that hard-earned opportunity just evaporates.
It happens every day.
I always think of the traditional CRM as like a digital junk drawer. Reps throw data in there because management forces them to, but unless they have superhuman discipline, they never pull anything useful out of it.
And that lack of discipline is the silent killer of sales organizations.
Truly.
A massive percentage of revenue is lost simply because follow-up becomes inconsistent. But this is where the third actionable insight comes into play, using AI to organize and actually enforce relationship management.
Okay, so AI in the CRM.
Yeah. AI is no longer just a tool for writing content. It is an active administrative assistant operating right inside your CRM.
How does it actually enforce that discipline, though? Because, let's face it, reps hate admin work. They just won't do it.
It enforces it by removing the friction of manual data entry entirely. Modern AI tools, they can sit directly on top of your communication channels.
Oh, interesting.
So it reads the email thread, it understands the context, and it realizes, oh, the prospect asked for a check-in next quarter.
And it does the data entry.
Yes. The AI automatically logs that context, generates a concise summary of the conversation so the rep doesn't have to reread a 20-email thread later, and proactively surfaces a reminder when it's time to reach out.
So it's not just a dumb calendar alert. It actually knows why you are following up.
Right. It can even draft the suggested follow-up message based on those previous interactions and any current market news.
That's wild.
The article from the sales experts actually ties this administrative discipline directly to their proprietary 5-stage sales team scaling system.
Yeah, I saw that in the article, but they didn't really dive deep into all the mechanics of it. What is the core philosophy behind that scaling system?
So the core philosophy of their scaling system is that predictable revenue doesn't come from hiring a bunch of rogue rock stars who rely on gut instinct.
Yeah, the lone wolves.
Exactly. Predictable revenue comes from establishing highly structured, repeatable sales behaviors. When you scale a team, you are scaling a process. And if your follow-up process relies entirely on human memory, it just won't scale.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you can't scale a gut feeling.
Precisely. So AI reinforces the execution stage of that scaling system. It ensures that the right actions happen at the right time every single time across your entire sales floor, and it does it without relying on a busy salesperson's memory or discipline.
It essentially acts as a guardrail to keep the pipeline intact.
Exactly.
But the article also mentioned AI's role in analytics, which I found fascinating because I feel like most social selling is totally blind.
Oh, completely blind.
Right? A rep posts something, it gets 50 likes, and they feel great about themselves.
Yeah.
But likes don't pay the payroll.
No, they don't. And this is a major blind spot for sales leaders. Social selling has historically been a very hope-based activity.
Yes, hope is not a strategy.
Right. But Wyn Nathan Davis points out that AI is transforming analytics by identifying complex patterns in buyer behavior that a human could never spot.
What kind of patterns are we talking about here? Give me the data behind the curtain.
Well, it goes far beyond vanity metrics. AI-powered analytics can run sentiment analysis on the actual replies your reps are getting.
Wow.
It can track which specific messaging frameworks lead to actual booked meetings, not just likes. It can analyze the time-to-reply patterns of your most profitable accounts and tell you exactly which topics or formats drive real conversion behavior.
So instead of a rep just, like, guessing what their audience wants to read, the AI connects the dots between a specific social interaction and actual pipeline revenue.
Yes. It turns social selling from guesswork into a strategic, measurable, and optimizable process. You can refine your approach based on hard, predictive data rather than just assumptions.
Okay, let's step back for a second and look at the whole picture here, because it is a lot to digest.
It is a lot.
We have AI building our content architecture, acting as our sous chef, We have it acting as a private investigator, synthesizing APIs and unstructured data to find these perfect conversational entry points.
Right.
It's managing our CRM, surfacing automated context for follow-ups, and running predictive analytics to tell us what actually drives revenue. I mean, it genuinely sounds like the AI is doing everything.
It does sound like that. And to be fair, it is handling a tremendous amount of the operational heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But this brings us to the most crucial point in this entire deep dive, like the anchor of the whole article.
What is the one thing this technology absolutely cannot replace?
The human element.
Yes.
The source material states it unequivocally. Despite all of these technological advantages, the most critical component of social selling remains human.
Because technology creates immense efficiency, right? It gives you scale and speed.
Exactly. But it is the people who create trust, influence, and actual relationships.
Because buyers aren't stupid. They're sophisticated, and they can sniff out automation immediately if it isn't grounded in genuine, hard-earned expertise.
Buyers crave authenticity, especially in complex B2B or consultative environments where the stakes are super high. They respond to real commercial credibility.
Right. They want to know they're dealing with an expert.
Yes. They want the psychological safety of knowing they're dealing with an industry expert who has actually navigated their pain points before, not just an algorithm that scraped a press release. So the strongest social sellers are not the ones who try to automate every single touch point.
They are the ones who combine the computational power of the technology with the nuanced, empathetic insight of a seasoned professional.
That is the ultimate winning formula. AI gives you the leverage to operate at scale, but you have to provide the substance. Businesses that consistently demonstrate real expertise through this augmented approach, they create warmer conversations, significantly higher trust levels, and ultimately a much more robust inbound pipeline.
Which is exactly what every single sales leader, hiring manager, and executive listening right now is trying to build. You want that reliable pipeline. You want your team operating at maximum efficiency, but you just cannot sacrifice that authenticity to get there.
It is the only way to thrive in the modern market. I mean, if you are just relying on volume, you will be ignored. If you rely purely on manual effort, you will be outpaced. Adapting this hybrid approach is mandatory.
So what does this actually mean for you, the listener, starting tomorrow morning? It means it's time to take a hard, honest look at your team's daily workflows.
Are you giving them the tools to be the executive chefs?
Exactly. Or are you forcing them to spend 80% of their day chopping onions and digging through the digital junk drawer of a messy CRM? If you are ready to elevate your team strategies and seriously dive deeper into scaling your sales operations, I highly encourage you to visit thesalesexperts.com.
They have fantastic resources there.
They really do. Not just on leveraging technology, but on defining the specific hiring strategies and success profiles you need to secure the absolute top 1% of sales talent. It is well worth your time to explore how they can help you achieve lasting sales success.
Because the market has shifted permanently, and those who adapt their processes to leverage these tools, they will capture the market share left behind by those who just refuse to evolve.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today. From the sous chef AI structuring our thought leadership, to the private investigator AI gathering hyper-targeted triggers, to using AI as the guardrail to finally fix that leaky pipeline.
Yeah, a lot of actionable stuff.
But as we wrap up, we want to leave you with one final, lingering thought to mull over.
Something to challenge how you view your own role in the sales cycle.
Think about your own day-to-day interactions and the value you provide to your prospects. If AI is now fully capable of handling all the market research, all the initial drafting, all the scheduling, and all the data analysis.
What is left?
Exactly. What is the unique, irreplaceable human value that you are bringing to your very next buyer conversation?
A critical question for every modern sales professional.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep pushing, keep adapting, and we will catch you next time.